Now I'm going to explain what to do with the software that you receive with your Q-Box RP1LP package. You will receive a disk or LoggerPro software, and you will receive a USB C404 disk with custom experimental files that come for Q-Box RP1LP and any manuals that you may require. The first thing that you do is you download your LoggerPro on your computer. You have to ensure that no USB cables are plugged into your computer, so do not connect your Q-Box to your computer until LoggerPro software has been loaded. You just put your disk in a disk drive. If you don't have a disk drive on your computer, you will require an external disk drive to load your software, and just follow the directions. Once the software LoggerPro is loaded, then you go to your C404 disk and copy from this disk the experimental files and the manual that you require for your package. Once you've copied those, place your experimental file somewhere easy to access. In this case, I have the Q-Box RP1LP setup file sitting on a desktop. You can then open this experimental file. You start the software by opening the file, and then you need to connect your USB cables. It's really important that you connect USB 1 first and USB 2 second, so make sure that you do that in the correct order. This is my USB 1 cable, and connect that first. If your audio is on, you will hear an audible sound come from your computer as it recognizes the USB 1. Then you plug in USB 2, and you hear that sound again. And you will also notice 2 stars in the top left-hand corner. When those 2 stars show up, that means the software is recognizing the 2 LabQuest Mini data interfaces, which are inside your Q-Box and have all of the sensors connected. The first thing you will see is a sensor confirmation window that shows up, and this is when you have to connect all your sensors. The order of connecting the sensors to appropriate channels is actually shown in this little window here. Mini 1 represents the data interface 1. Channel 1, you should have your CO2 analyzer, S151. Channel 2, you should have pressure from the oxygen sensor connected. Channel 3 has temperature probe. The probe is auto-detected, so you do not need to connect manually. And on Mini 2, the second interface, you have in channel 1, you have QS102, the oxygen sensor of the analyzer. And in channel 2, you have the flow monitor, QG266. So this is the order, and when you are connecting your sensors, you can see the undetected sensors shown here, and you make sure that you connect them correctly. So QS10151 CO2 is being connected to channel 1 on LabQuest Mini 1. If this is not the correct connection, then you can go to this drop-down menu and select the correct one. If this is correct, you just click connect, and you'll see this now appear in your active sensors underneath the stainless steel temperature probe, which was auto-detected. The next one is S102, analyzer pressure. It should be on channel 2, and it is, so you say connect. The next one is the QS102 oxygen analyzer, the oxygen sensor of the analyzer. It should be on channel 1 of the second data interface, and it is. You click connect, and then the flow monitor goes on channel 2 of Mini 2. You click connect. Now all the sensors have been connected in the correct order. The data that is being sent to the software via the interface is now going to be visible in these meters, as well as in the very top menu of the software. And when we press collect button here, it will also be displayed in these 4 graphs. And all of the numbers will be shown on this table as well. So we'll just go ahead and start collection just so you can see. And you can see the table is being populated, and so is the graphs, although you can't see it very well right now. The graphs may need adjustments when it comes to scale. You can manually adjust the scale, both time, y-axis, and the x-axis by clicking on the last number and manually typing in. Oops. This should be 0 and 200. So you can manually adjust these. And if you don't see your data, just check to make sure that your scale doesn't need to be adjusted. So this is the pressure corrected oxygen concentration. So now you can see all the data being displayed in these graphs and here, as well as in your meters. To stop data collection, you just click stop, and now the data collection has stopped. You can see the button turns from red to green. It's green when it's stopped and red when it's running. This file has a number of worksheets, different pages. Page 1 is the raw data that you're looking at. If you look here in this drop-down menu, you can go to the various calculation pages. There's a template for calculating VCO2 in open flow system. You have to make assumptions about RQ. There's a template for calculating VCO2 and VO2 when running open flow system. No assumptions required here. There's also stop flow calculations if you do your measurements in the stop flow mode, where you manually close your chamber using the valves that I've shown earlier. And the last page is a page where you can make some experimental notes. It's just a notepad page. All of the calculations are explained in the manual. You can follow that directly. And that's it.